The next thing, let's remove all of these commands first. And no IP prefix list. It's going to remove these two. The next thing is to remove the routes that are already in my routing table. So if I go to switch 1 and check the routing table, you can see that I have some loopback interfaces in my routing table. I don't want to see them here. You can see that all of them are 24-bit masks. So I need to create the same prefix list here. So I copy these prefixes that I just created and create it on switch 1 this time. And now after creating this prefix list, I will go to router Ospf1 process. Here I want to use another piece of command, and this is distribute command. Distribute list tells me that I am picking the routes from routing table and removing them or letting them be there. So by distribute list, you can see that I can have route map, I can have prefix list, and I can have normal ACLs. So I prefer the prefix list because I just created prefix list here. And this is a prefix list. And again, you can see that inbound and outbound are there. And because the routes are coming in, again, I'm going to stop them inbound. So I try in. Now if I check IP routing table, now I can see that those routes are gone. So I just stop them using a distribute list command. Distribute list command is a very nice feature, but it is stopping the routes, just those routes that are in routing table, not in OSPF database. In area range or area filter list, I'm going to filter the routes that are in my OSPF database, but distribute list is separate from them. It is stopping the routes that are just in my routing table. Now the area range command, the area filter list command. Let's see if there is anything else here. I want to remove this distribute list command here, and I just want to remove the prefix list that I created. And this time I'm going to extend my topology to backbone interface. Here you can see that between router 3 and backbone 1 there is no routing protocol. I want to create the routing protocol, and that's gonna be EIGRP protocol. Let's go to BB1 first, and this is BB4. Let's rename it to BB1. I want to rename it, have it here. Now on BB1, if I try to say IP routing table, you can see that there is nothing in my routing table except the interface that I just created, and that is a connected route. And show IP interface as brief tells me that I have only one interface. Now I want to create some interfaces here. Interface loopback, for example, 1. An IP address is going to be, for example, 1.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0. Loopback interface loopback 2 is going to be 1121. Loopback 3 1131. Loopback 4 is going to be 1141. Loopback 5 1151, and another loopback that's going to be loopback 6. It's going to be 1161. Now I need to have a routing protocol here, router EIGRP, for example, 100, no auto summary, and I'm going to have all of my interfaces under this process. So I will use network 0000. Then every interface is under EIGRP process right now. Let's check the EIGRP table first. The show IP EIGRP interfaces. You can see that all of my interfaces are on their EIGRP process. Now the other router that is going to be configured is router 3, and there's a serial interfaces connected to backbone 1. So I go to router 3 and check the show IP interface brief command. You can see that I have one interface that's serial 01, and I create the router EI GRP 100, and now auto summary again here, and network 34.34.34.3.0.0.0.0. Make sure that I will have a neighborship between these two. Now I have this. So if I check show IP route, you can see that I have those loopback interfaces advertised using EIGRP to my router. Now I need to have a redistribution between EIGRP and Ospf, and I'm not going to have them mutual. I just want to redistribute router 3 EIGRP into Ospf. So I go to router Ospf 1 and redistribute EIGRP 100 subnets, and subnets is going to be there to make sure that all routes that are classless are going to be redistributed here. Now if I go to switch 1 and try show IP route table, I can see that all those routes are advertised here, and I can reach them. Of course, because this is not a mutual redistribution, I cannot have a ping test here, but if I had mutual redistribution, I will have. So let's go ahead and add it mutual. So this is good to have a test. So I redistribute Ospf 1, and that's it. If I go to backbone 1 and try show IP route, I should see all routes here after a while, of course, and I don't have, and that's maybe because I haven't added the metric 11111. Now that's it. Now I have every route, and if I go to switch 1, I can have a ping test. Ping 1121, for example. Now you can see that the ping is successful and the redistribution is done very nicely. So if I want to stop some of these routes coming into, for example, my routing table on switch 1, I can use another type of filtering, and this is area actually the autonomous system border router, that's called ASBR. So I need to have another type of filtering, and that's the area that's the summary address command. So I go to router Ospf 1, and again I need to make sure what is the summary, but I guess I know that already. So I use summary address command, and the summary is going to be 1100, and that's going to be, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, I can have 4 bits for that. So it is going to be 255, 255, 240, 0. And again, you can have not advertised to filter all of them suddenly, and do not have a summary address, but I'm going to have the summary address here because I want to have the reachability right now. So if I go to switch 1 and try the IP routing table, you can see that I have only one summary and no component routes, no subcomponent routes are there, but still I have the reachability. And if I want to remove the reachability, I can have do not advertise here, and that's the only way that I can do this. So you can see that on ASBRs I'm going to use summary address, on ABRs I use area range address, and of course on any router I can have distributed list address. Okay. In next section, I want to talk about default information originate, that is the default route that is distributed using Ospf process, and stub areas, and I want to show you something about those areas.